So, I have not raced the Skip Barber car in a long time, but when I first started iRacing, it was definitely one of my favorites. I had some pretty excellent races. It's really fun on Mount Panorama. I've had some wild races on Mount Panorama on this car. I've never raced the Detroit Grand Prix track before, so I'm just gonna give that. I'm gonna see if I can learn it. It's I've done a couple laps on it earlier, like 10 minutes ago. It seems like a really fun track to be able to put in a good lap time. So I don't expect me being able to put in a decent lap time today because it's my first time. It usually takes me like 3 or 4 sessions to really get comfortable with a new track and car combo. So let's see what happens here. Hmm. Oh, that's why. This is actually a video I did for a test. This is the, oh, okay, so I am in an AI lobby and I have it set to the medium difficulty for the adaptive AI, and we'll see how that goes. One nice thing about the Skippy is you don't need to use the clutch once you're up to speed. You do need to put the clutch in to not stall to go into first here, but you can just kind of drop it. That's how you launch these cars, as far as I'm concerned. So I'm just gonna do some real chill, mellow laps. See if I can just learn more about the track layout, some braking points. Let the car kind of warm up. Again, like here, I'm not sure if I should be in first or just keep it in second. I'm really just taking some mellow laps to try to figure out the layout a little better. Pretty crazy having concrete walls on both sides here. And if I'm not mistaken, MotoGP comes to this track. I think I might be confused. I think I'm thinking of Phillip Island, but... And to be brutally honest, I don't really follow a lot of racing series. In my previous jobs, I've generally worked a lot on weekends. So I miss a lot of the fun, at least live. The series I'm just found out about recently is the King of the Baggers, which is like big Harleys and stuff racing on full-blown tracks, like what am I trying to think of? Spicy. So they race on like the Daytona Roval and stuff, which is pretty interesting to see those big, heavy, I think they're like turbocharged, maybe supercharged Harleys. Big, heavy bikes flying around the fucking big boy tracks is super cool to see. And I do live somewhat close to Canadian Tire Motorsport Park, so I've been able to catch a couple IMSA races there. I'd really like to be able to get up there this summer too, maybe camp overnight and watch some different series. And eventually, I'd like to be able to get on that track on a bike. Do some track days up there would be insane. Like coming out of the Mario Andretti straight, which is more of a spaghetti, coming into the S's on a bike and flipping the throttle on downshifts and stuff, getting some lean angle going. Turn 1 is also a crazy corner. Turn 2 I believe it's called... Turn 2, I believe, is called Clayton Corner. Kind of off camber over a crest. That would be pretty cool on a bike as well. And unlike the current scan on iRacing, it's actually paved now all the way up the wall. So you're not just going to hit the grass and just keep the same pace and slam into the wall if you mess up. It's still not a corner you want to get... None of the corners on Mosport you want to get wrong, really. This is more of a high-speed, knife-edge kind of circuit. And the biggest slowdown on that track is coming into Moss's Corner, which you're going down a big hill, and then it kind of goes up with a double right-hander into the straight. So you want to get that exit really clean as well. So I'm kind of just driving in the background right now. I'm not really too focused. More just trying to get the track layout. As you can see, those guys just pulled away like crazy. Let's see where I want to brake here. Ooh, not there. I kind of broke where the tire tracks are, which was not the move. Oh fuck, there are cars coming. There's a train of cars coming. I think there's a gap after this guy. Love a good double turn. This double left, triple left. Woo! Into a right. Oh, that's just magnificent. Then you want to run that wall, I'm guessing. Woo! This track is electric. This is where you want to be. I don't know if I'd feel comfortable racing anything faster than the Skip Barber on this track, really. Yeah, getting these corner complexes right must feel really nice. Yeah, no, I'm good. Just being really easy on everything. So I'm guessing second gear is where you want to be through that section. Dip on that corner. So I'm hoping the medium adaptive AI doesn't adapt too well to my horrible driving, so I can learn a little bit from them. And I'm just kind of letting cars by. Not trying to block or drive defensively in any way. So then I can kind of get in behind them and see what their lines are. No brake lights on the Skip Barber, so I can't really judge where they're braking, other than if I start closing really fast, it means they've already hit the brakes. Just trying to be a little more present. Like, I guess you want to be off that apex, maintain some speed. I always think that turn is going to be tighter than it is, but it does lead into a nice little corner complex. Big elevation change in the apex in that corner. It really squeezes the car in, so I'm guessing I can take that a lot faster. See, I might have over broke there, so I bogged down in second there, but I still think it's a better idea than trying to switch to first and just being on the rev limiter immediately. I do seem to be hitting the limiter coming into this corner. And I can take that way faster. I should be almost in a four-wheel slide out to that wall. Which, I mean, would help maintain some heat through this straightaway as well. Got a lot to learn. A lot to learn. See if I can stay on the back of this guy for a little bit, at least. So the AI seems to be maintaining a lot more speed through that section, at least that right-hander. I believe they're touching the brakes around the 200 coming into this corner as well. Definitely falling off the back here, so let's hope I can get this next section right. Not like that, Johnny boy, not like that. There doesn't seem... Nope, that's a meatball. There seems to be some damage on my car. So I'm just gonna get off the racing line and reset, which is one of the most wonderful things about iRacing. And being in an AI practice lobby, I'm not gonna ruin someone's practice session by not knowing the track and braking where I shouldn't, which has happened to me before. I think I was like 2 months into iRacing, jumped into a practice lobby that I didn't really know the track very well. I broke coming into a kink that was flat, and I got rear-ended, and I was like, oh, I'm pretty embarrassed about that. And then I look up at the little display feed at the top, and it says Dale Earnhardt Jr. has left the session. So I made a promise to myself, at least know the track layout before you jump into a practice session online. Because I think in his head, I like brake checked him on purpose or something. Or he's just like, hey, the guys in this lobby just don't know how to drive. I'm going to find a different practice session. And that's my iRacing celebrity story. Hey, kept it off that wall. What else is going on for me? I had a good, like, restful sleep last night, which was nice, and I slept for about 6 hours. Woke up naturally. I don't feel as groggy as I did the day before. The day before I actually slept for about 12 hours in total. And I think my body needed it, so it is what it is. So I should be pushing my braking maybe a little later. And still, I'm just very reactive. I haven't really built a track map in my head yet, which is part of the reasons for this session. Ooh, I'm in third. I should be in second. Yeah, once I get to the point where The shifting is happening almost autonomously. And I know where I am on the track at all time, and I'm not braking anywhere crazy. Then I wouldn't mind jumping into an open practice online. And maybe even later today, which is pretty aggressive, I might jump into an actual race versus actual humans. But with my driving right now, that would just be silly. I'm not competitive whatsoever, and I'd be a danger to the other cars on the track. I am trying to work on my blips for downshifting. It's kind of a new thing I've been trying to incorporate into my driving as opposed to using auto blip. Because I am trying to get better at riding motorcycles, and there ain't no auto blip on my motorcycle. And locking up the rear tire is not ideal, or doing something like that would suck on a bike too. So what actually happened there? That's interesting. So I was off the racing line to let this train of cars by. I think I was just kind of not really paying attention. So I tried to brake and turn at the same time, which loosened the rear end. And because I'm not really locked in right now, like in a perfect world, once I started to brake out, I would have just kind of stabbed the wheel over and caught it. But I was lazy, so I just let the force feedback take the wheel. Which you've got to be more aggressive if you want to save a car like that. And yeah, we're just gone. Nothing to do. Brakes. Bam. That would have been a lot of... Ugh. I don't like getting twisted up like that. I think one of the worst impacts I've had in real life was actually on a go-kart track. It was I think it was in Las Vegas. And I passed this dude like he was standing still. And then he must have got a decent exit coming into like the straight with the left kink. So he followed me through there. The next corner was like 180 degree left hairpin. So I took a racing line. I broke in a straight line on the outside. Went to turn in, and I guess he had just kept the pedal maxed out and T-boned me in the apex at full speed. And no, like mountain biking, longboarding, snowboarding, I've never felt an impact like that in my life. It was, it came out of absolute nowhere. And I was pretty shocked. I was angry, for one, because he shot me underneath the fence, and then I got black flagged because they didn't see what happened. And the rule is, if you go under the fence, you can't race for the rest of the session. And I'm like, bro, that was literal attempted murder that I just experienced. And then they let me have a free session after that, because I think they realized that I was not in the wrong there. And the dude was a big guy too. He must have been at least like 220, 230 pounds. Big boy. A lot of force in that impact. And I think my second biggest impact, maybe even tied for that, was overshooting a massive jump at Grouse Mountain in Vancouver, in North Vancouver. They built these massive jumps for a competition called the Showdown Over the City. And I was trying to hit the first jump in the line, which was a step down, and I kept knuckling it. And long story short, I got really frustrated, decided to bomb it from the chairlift. It was kind of foggy, so I got disoriented and I missed the first jump and just hit the roll. And then I thought the second jump in the line was the first jump, which was a step down as opposed to a step up. Yeah, the first jump was a step up, the second jump was a step down. I hit the step down. I hit the step down, and I was still going up over the knuckle of the landing, and I overshot it by a massive distance. And I actually landed like just before the flats in the landing. And yeah, it felt like jumping off a parking garage. But other than my legs going numb for like 45 seconds, I was otherwise uninjured. Just how I landed was probably the only way I could have landed and not got a serious injury. But I do think that's probably what started my sciatica. So I didn't break my back, I didn't break any bones, but it came back to haunt me later in life for sure, for sure. So I remember to get down to 2. I'm going to try to lock in for a little bit here. Still leaving some on the table, and this is a pretty straight section, so you really want to maximize your exit. This is where a really easy overtake could happen if you get it right. Oh my lord. So this car's pretty fragile, so I bet I just broke that wheel, or the suspension. My wheel seems pretty straight, and I'm just maxing it out in first gear. Wow. So I am starting to kind of know at least what the next corner is going to be. I'm still lifting through there, and there's a ton of camber on the inside, so I could probably just be flat. Taking a really strange approach into that. I think I was nervous about getting bombed by the AI there. Felt a little smoother. The only reason this guy's still behind me is I kind of blocked him in that apex. I'm gonna let him have the inside, I think, or the outside. And just, oh, he backed out. I am noticing I'm getting quite thirsty. I haven't drank any water yet this morning, and I did have a double espresso. Ooh, hello, you can take it. So yeah, I should really grab some water. I'm starting to get a little headache too, so I'm probably getting really dehydrated. Oh! Yeah, I'm gonna go grab some water. I might just call this a little vloggy poo. I'm trying to get these done a little more frequently. Maybe do them a little bit in the morning. My work's gonna start up pretty soon too, so if I can get on iRacing in the morning and just do a little something something most days, that would be cool. And then maybe try to do a stream or something on Twitch in the evening. A little more relaxed. Would be fun. And thank you for joining me, the 0 people who watch these. OBS, stop recording.